Good morning. Oh, we still have yesterday's names. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting news-filled, fakish episode of Your Two Dads, where we drink coffee and talk about news and politics and culture and pop culture and I don't know, some other weird stuff. Walnuts sometimes or pie.
What the hell are you talking about? We're
I'm
trying
gonna
to keep
send.
people with the show when we first come on, and you're sitting. What? Can I do this from now on?
Yeah. You're welcome
Hello,
to.
everyone. Welcome to Your Two Dads, a show where we talk about politics. We don't talk about walnuts and pie. We may give you some tips on dad stuff. Hell, we may talk about nose hairs and ear hairs and the
It's
problems that
possible.
comes with
He's
you.
good at
But
this.
we will make fun of politicians. We will make fun
Yes.
of you. We will make fun of ourselves. And we
Yeah.
love you. We want
He's
you to
good at
join
this.
us. So honestly, this is just
This is
JJ and
so
I,
good.
who have been friends for a long time. We want to talk to each other, and we like for you
Yeah,
to be able
it's great.
to enjoy and join in on the conversations. And sometimes you do join in on the conversation. So we encourage you to like
Yeah.
and subscribe to all the little
Yeah.
buttons below.
Wow.
And right now, I would like to welcome you, JJW.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Man, that was so good. I'm going to subscribe. I've been holding off for a long time. I've been watching, but I haven't subscribed to our show. But that was so good. I'm going to subscribe right now.
Sorry, I've had one of those
Yeah.
mornings this morning
Yeah.
where my patience, and I'm not saying this about you or what you were just doing, but my patience with everyone else this morning is like
Uh-oh.
this. So
Yeah.
this morning I have been the come on, let's move, let's go, let's do this.
Yeah.
Come on, I ain't got
Yeah.
time. Bull.
You know, I do that too. And then like sometimes I feel bad, but then other times I'm like, no, you're really actually supposed to be listening and doing stuff and moving. And we got stuff to do. But I do feel bad a little bit sometimes.
No, don't. I feel bad sometimes a little bit.
No, I mean, look,
Like, I think
I'm not
JJ
gonna
wanted
lie.
me to comment there, but I don't have anything to say.
Never mind. I'm just saying, I'm with you. I'm with you like that sometimes. Like cut out the garbage, stop the nonsense. Let's do.
So did you have a good day yesterday?
Yeah, actually, you know, I ended up.
Texas okay? You didn't go to the movie theaters, need a pickle? Okay. All right, cool. Just asking.
I mean, I did eat a pickle for sure. I eat a pickle like every day, but it's
Is that
part
a
of my
Texan
lunch.
thing? I mean, do y'all have to eat a pickle every day?
I don't think so. You guys don't
okay.
have barrels of pickles in your gas station?
No.
No.
Do y'all have like cowboys that just hang around, like the spittoons? Do y'all have spittoons in your taverns? You know, when you
I don't.
little brass thing into the spittoon.
I don't know that I've ever seen a spittoon. I have
I've
seen
seen
a lot of people in
But
cowboy hats and boots, probably no
okay.
less than you, but
Okay.
not spittoons. They just spit on the ground. Disgusting.
Honestly,
we were more
I bet I
civilized in
see
1870.
Yeah, I bet I see more cowboy hats and cowboy boots than you do, to be honest.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, kind of in a urban
I bet
area.
my area in Kentucky is more country than your area in Tennessee.
Yeah, I think so. We get an unfair stereotype. Nah, it's fine. We can have it. We're okay with it. Deacon, how much on a scale of, I don't know, on a scale of 1 to like Satan's stinky butthole, how much do you want to talk about
6.
Sam Smith and the Grammys?
0.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, first of all, I was like, oh, they still do the Grammys? And then I was like, oh, they did a satanic ritual and broadcast it on TV for kids to see and stuff. Oh, I'm totally shocked.
Listen, we're not going to cover. Are we going to cover any of this?
No. Fuck
okay,
that
good.
guy.
Okay. Listen, this is what I want to tell her. Hang on. I still got those cracked ribs, and every time Ashley was sick all weekend, so now I'm starting to get it.
Yeah.
So I was taking medicine, and every time I start to cough, it just puts so much pressure on my chest.
Yeah, that sucks.
So this is what I wanted to tell our viewers because of this Grammy mess. Yes, it is the big major news right now, but we don't care.
We don't
We don't
care.
care.
No, I don't want to
We're
give a
not
shit.
going to give them any press because this is what it's always been about. I've been in music my entire life. That's what my job is. That's what my life revolves around and whatnot. So yes, I understand. There's always been rumors about these people being in the Church of Satan and whatnot. I mean, there's the little thing that I had to look it up. Lil Uzi, what's the rapper's name? Lil Uzi Fur
Well,
or something. I
yeah,
had to look
something
that
like
up.
Vert,
Lil Uzi
little
Vert.
Uzi Vert.
Lil Uzi
Yeah,
Vert. Yeah,
yeah.
so I was looking at all this stuff. This has been around for a long time. There's been rumors about Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin and all that crap back in the day that floated, and the Jane Mansfield stuff. And I mean, hell, Christian Bale thanked Satan 2 or 3 years ago on the freaking Grammys. Do you remember that? You could
No,
probably
I
find
watched
it.
it then either.
You could
Really?
probably find
Let's
the
find it.
clip on YouTube. Look on YouTube. Christian Bale thanks Satan. Grammys. I think it was the Grammys 2 or 3 years ago. and this is bullshit. We all know that they sold their souls to the devil. So we can't not, I guess we could not talk about them, but then our show would suck. We didn't have any kind of entertainment news. We would not talk about these crap. So we will talk about these Satanists and these people all the time. But you need to realize that this is why you're not getting Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile list. This is why nothing ever came of that. This is why he got killed in prison. This is why old Giselle Maxwell or whatever, you hadn't heard from her. They threw away the key. She's probably got a fucking nicer apartment than my house. You know, this is why all these politicians do what you're not hearing about any of this mess is because they're all involved. Okay.
Right.
Al Pacino said it perfectly in The Devil's Advocate to Keanu Reeves in that movie. And he goes, "You can't deny that the devil hadn't owned the 21st century or the 20th century or whatnot."
Yeah.
He's like, "It's been all mine," or something. And I was like, that's the line right there, man. God and Jesus do not rule anything anymore. And the people that want to try
in
to
pop culture, right?
I mean, not even in the. I mean, look around, man. I know you live in a bigger city, and I live in a smaller town. My smaller town is even more churchy than your town, I bet. And I see the influence in my small town. It's only going to be a matter of 30 or 40 years before it's almost completely eradicated.
So yeah, some gay dude and some dude without a penis won some award at the Grammys and pranced around and did a satanic ritual. Man, I don't care.
And he's the
And
Golden Globes, I think. Christian Bale. Did you not find that?
oh, I know, I found it. Here it is. I
Oh,
think. Well, I mean, what did he do? Did he play Cheney or something? And then that's why he's thanking Satan because he's like being super political. I think that's what happened here.
okay.
Here. Boop. Is it this one? Here you go. Here he says it.
Thank you to Satan for giving me inspiration on how to play this role.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Christian Bale.
Well, I'm just saying that I work in a communication medium where I'm not only giving you news, but I like to make jokes. And you know that
Yes.
I'm part of my job is to make jokes. And you know I'm pretty dry and sarcastic in certain ways where I will make
Yes,
a
you
joke.
are.
You don't know that I'm trying not to let you know that I'm making the joke. I'm trying to be serious about it, but I'm being completely farcical. And so I understand that Christian Bale, or I understand that you can word things to make it sound like you're making a joke, but you've said it, you know, and that's what he
Yeah.
did. He worded it to where, and it was probably a complete joke, but
And he still said it.
and he still said it. Okay, that
Right.
was one of the first things they told me in radio a long time ago. They said, if you want to tell the dirty joke on the air, you have to get the people to think of the response and say
Yeah.
it to themselves so that you don't actually have to say it. So I can be like, "Hey, I didn't say it. I can't help what you think." But my job is to set up the words and the phrasing that is
Right.
going to be the thing that you think about. You will not think about anything else because I'm directing you to that thought. So even though I didn't say it, I have deniability, but I did
Right.
it. You know, I
And
did.
like, and Christian Bale, he's using it as a metaphor or a joke to describe, playing Cheney or whatever. But he also got on stage and thanked Satan for
He also got on
a
stage
role.
and thanked Satan.
And these people at the Grammys or whatever, like, I don't even like, is even anyone defending Sam Smith and this other German dude with no penis, like, that were at the Grammys? No, I don't know, but they got up on stage, even if it was art. That's bullshit. That's not art. They got up on stage and they're dancing around in some ritual with fire, and they have all the visuals.
Okay, let's not.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? I don't care.
Joe Biden.
Whatever. Satan's burning in hell. You guys will get there eventually. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Joe Biden's hot air and his inflation. I swear to God, if Joe Biden and inflation, if it doesn't have anything to do with gas prices, he don't want to mess with inflation, right? Right? Am I right? Huh?
Yeah. Or egg prices. We should put Joe Biden in charge of eggs. Right?
I don't want Joe Biden in charge of fucking anything. Okay? He shouldn't be in charge of anything. Joe Biden, hey, JJW started streaming on Rumble.
Oh, cool. That's really useful for us.
Hey, we got a little bit of a delay.
Oh my goodness. All right, so I saw you post this, and there's a bunch of other stuff, and honestly, there's not a whole lot of other interesting news going on. So I was like, geez, I have to choose between Satan in a latex suit or talk about this balloon some more. Let's talk about the balloon. Hey, would you be shocked to know that the Biden administration is lying about Donald Trump and anything? Okay, so you posted this story about Rep. Waltz said the DOD told him that China balloons crossed the U.S. during Trump years, but General Mattis did not tell Trump. And then there's an update to the story. So Rep. Waltz was briefed by the Biden administration, and they said, oh, yeah. The balloon came across, but also, 3 balloons came across during Trump era. 3 balloons came across during the Trump era.
Wouldn't that be treason? Wouldn't that be treason that he didn't fucking tell the sitting president? I don't give a shit who the president was. There was a threat.
That's definitely that's the kind of question that maybe Congress should put
as giving aid to the enemy. All right. So he thought Trump was too provocative, is what I heard. That he thought Trump was too provocative, and that is giving aid to the enemy, and that's fucking treason. He should be tried for treason, and the punishable for treason is death.
If he was briefed of a Chinese balloon during his command and decided not to tell the president of the United States, right? This is General Mattis right here in the middle.
Which is what every one of these fucking crazy Kool-Aid haired liberals are trying to say right now.
Right.
Is that, Trump did it too. Trump did it too. Well, that's real goddamn convenient after the fucking fact. How come if he did it too, how come you wasn't bitching at his ass 2 or 3 fucking 4 years ago when it happened? Because you're making this bullshit up.
That's right.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. And if this is the truth, your ass needs to be tried for treason.
Right. Okay. So now General Mattis isn't necessarily the bad guy here. Okay. Because remember, this is Chinese balloon. And you know how people found out, how we found out about this balloon? People were outside and they were like, what's that? That's a balloon. Why is it carrying a bunch of stuff?
Exactly.
So
Biden didn't tell our ass anyway. We saw it.
Yeah. So people found it, and then after he got caught a bunch of hell for a couple days, then an unnamed source from the administration said, "Oh, there were others during the trip. We just found them. We just found them."
You don't think all these crazy ass MUFON motherfuckers that's constantly got a camera pointed to the sky looking for a UFO wouldn't have taken 1,000 pictures of something floating over the air? And if we would have known, if Trump would have known, if we would have known that it was a spy balloon back then, what do you think the public's response would have been? The exact same that it was for this one.
Right.
Rednecky crackers would want to shoot it out of the damn sky, and Kool-Aid heads are not going to want to. I heard
Right.
last night
It's
that
just a balloon. It's not hurting anybody.
I heard last night that the payload was as big as a jet, that they thought that it had explosives on it or to explode itself. It wasn't supposed to take out anything,
detonate itself,
self-detonate itself. And did you hear right before they shot it down, all the Kool-Aid heads were on there talking about how these things are designed to take bullets and missiles, and they won't go out of the sky. It will be very hard to knock one of them down.
Hard to shoot a balloon. They're crazy. All right. Now, so for this particular story, here's the series of events. Rep Mike Waltz was briefed by the DOD. The DOD said there were balloons during the Trump era, and Mattis knew about it but didn't tell Trump because Trump's a wild card. And then Mattis comes out and replies, update. General Mattis responded to the report on Monday afternoon during a speech in Florida, and basically he said, no, that's not true at all. So former Trump officials on record are saying that didn't happen. It's not true. And unnamed sources in the Biden administration are floating these stories to a, we'll say complicit media, trying to float some sort of political cover story. That's what this is.
Let me just settle this argument right now. This is all that needs to be said about this argument, and then we can move on to the next story. Okay?
Well, I got like 5 of these. So
about the balloon. Well, here's the argument then.
Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah.
Refute this. If this were true, how come Pelosi and Schumer and all these other assholes didn't say a word? Because if a Chinese spy balloon was flying over the United States under the most hated president's watch,
oh my God, they would have such a good time.
Don't you think his fucking opponents would have used that beyond anything to get him?
Oh yeah. I mean, they come on. They hated Trump. They hated him like you hate seeing the devil in spandex. They hated Trump.
Like I hate Joe Biden.
All right. So here is the story anyway that they're floating. Look, all of these balloons. There's all of these balloons, and this isn't true. They're just telling you this so that you'll be like, oh, there must have been a bunch of balloons. This is normal. This is normal.
That's why they do that. That's why they put that graphic up there like that. It's to trick your brain.
Yeah.
You hear that Elon Musk got rid of I thought he got rid of a balloon on Twitter. Didn't Whoopi Goldberg get banned from Twitter? Didn't a giant balloon get banned from Twitter?
Yeah, well, I mean, she was probably saying racist stuff. You know, she hates white people.
Whoopi Goldberg says racist stuff, JJ?
Yeah, a little bit. I honestly, I think she doesn't realize it's racist.
Does she not? Is she?
She's older.
Is it because she's old, or is it because she's not very smart?
It could be either one. It might be some sort of a combination of the two.
Because she doesn't have a very high IQ, and she just thinks that way. I understand.
She's dumb. She lives in a bubble. There is also, man, we're gonna go through all these so fast. I'm gonna like, what are we gonna talk about?
Well, just give me a minute. We can talk about stuff. Just
all right. Cliff Sims. Sorry, do your radio stuff, buddy. Cliff Sims, former director of national intelligence DNI, Cliff Sims, on Monday ripped the Politico for publishing a fake headline that claimed Biden admin offers to brief Trump officials on past China balloon incursions. Here you go. Check this out. To distract from President Joe Biden's hesitation to shoot down a Chinese spy balloon until it crossed into the continental United States, the establishment media has claimed in recent days that at least 3 Chinese spy balloons flew over the U.S. airspace during the Trump administration. Former Trump administration officials have denied these claims. The Political article from Sunday alleged that Biden admin is willing to brief former Trump officials on newly. Okay, full stop and pause. Why? Why would, of all the things in the world, why would the Biden administration intelligence community be like, oh, we're willing to brief the Trump officials on these Chinese balloons since they didn't know about it? They've never made this offer before. They never do this stuff. Why would the current administration brief civilians not in office, except in order to convince them so they can front and fly this story? It doesn't make any sense.
The
It doesn't
story's a
make
bunch
any
of
sense.
bullshit. I didn't realize we had 15 stories over the exact same thing. We were wanting to talk about this for 30 minutes. This is a silly story that they
silly.
want that they're wanting to me to believe that Trump had balloons fly over to. Don't you know one of my favorite sayings that they do? Don't piss on my head. Don't piss down my
Right.
back and try to tell me it's rain. That's bullshit. Don't do it. You're pissing on me. And it's bullshit.
All right. So we can segue slightly. How much do you think like an F-22 costs and a missile, like to
I don't know.
fly it? I don't know. It's probably a lot, right?
Yeah,
A
millions.
lot. Million. We'll say it's like some millions of dollars.
20 million.
$20 million. $20 million. They probably at least as much as or more $20 million. Then we've covered the whole range.
Okay.
All right. They could have spent a little bit less. Have you ever seen this thing here? Let's see. Boop. Here we go. Check this out. This is from c4lasers.com. This is like a 5,000 milliwatt laser. And there's some of these that are like super, super hot. And you can like pop balloons with this thing. We could have like just had a guy down here being like, laser. You know, you'd probably have to be real steady. But check this out. You can set stuff on fire. I don't think I have sound on. Oh yeah, look. Boop. We could have brought this balloon down with like $450. Look, light a match on fire. Look at all those balloons full of water or air or whatever. We could have done this so smart. I don't feel like anybody's impressed by this. I'm gonna move on. I'm going to move on before someone comments. Just me. All right. Let's see. We're still on politics. How about this? The chief of the United Nations. The chief of the United Nations, UN chief, tells the General Assembly of the United Nations, this revered, austere establishment of world something government. I don't know. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned on Monday in a speech delivered before 193 United Nations members that the world is heading to a wider war in Ukraine due to ever-increasing risk of escalation. The prospects for peace keep diminishing. World War III.
Why in the world would you think that you've got a wider war in Ukraine? I mean, it's not like the United States and Ukraine are going against Russia or anything.
I think it may be just the United States. I think Ukraine, from what I heard the last couple of days,
the U.S. against Russia.
Ukraine was kind of like, maybe we can make a deal. And Russia was like, maybe we can make a deal. And America is like, you're right, no deal.
No.
Let's just send bombs.
Y'all ain't making no goddamn deal.
If you guys stop fighting, people are going to start like paying attention to domestic policy and things like chickens and I'm
gonna start talking about my damn son's laptop again. So keep fighting. Putin, you're short and ugly.
Yeah,
you're bald.
All right,
Zelensky,
so,
your penis looks funny, and quit playing TV. Quit playing pianos with it. Sorry. Go ahead.
Zelensky has said if Ukraine falls, it would be the start of World War III. Let me tell you what would happen if Ukraine falls to Russia. Nothing. I don't think anything would happen. Russia would take over all of the grain, and they'd be like, "We won the war," and Ukrainians would be sad, and a bunch of blue-haired people on Twitter would be like,
"If that happened, shit would happen. Repercussions would happen over here to the United States. We've already helped them way too much now. If they lost, we'd get some repercussions from it. So."
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But Europe would keep buying oil from Russia, and they'd start buying grain from Russia. So I don't know, but this war's got to stop. I mean, like, and we've got to stop sending bombs and bullets and shit. Oh well.
Yeah, that's
I
not
mean,
gonna
I'm not
happen.
in charge.
And monkeys might fly out of my butt. Do we have something? Do we have something nice to talk about that's going to put me in a good mood?
I got something just for you, sir.
Okay, good, because I don't want to talk about bullshit anymore.
All right, I'm going to skip over Clinton entirely.
Thank you.
And I don't even know what to put this under. I guess I'm going to put it under nerds. I'm just going to take it off because it doesn't really fit. Here you go.
Okay.
You might even be excited about this. You might be real happy about this. How to spend a night making pottery with Seth Rogen.
Only if we can recreate the ghost scene. That's the only way that I would do this.
Who's the ghost? You or Seth Rogen?
Seth Rogen.
Of course it is. He's wrapped around you. He's hugging you.
I need to feel his
his arms. Oh my gosh. Feel the warm embrace of Seth Rogen's ghost.
Oh, yeah, that hurts my chest.
The actor and ceramicist. I never even heard that word before.
I never heard that word before either.
Is partnering with Airbnb to give guests a chance to get glazed in Hollywood Hills within this month. Seth Rogen is super passionate about pottery, and in an effort to give guests an inside look at the creative process, he has this company called Houseplant, I guess. I never heard of it. He has it. It's a surprise. It's called Houseplant. It just sounds so like, of course it would be. Anyway, he has this creative space in Hollywood Hills. He's got like a mansion that he just goes there to just make stuff. And there's a store inside, I suppose. So he's offering for $42. He's offering a limited time chance for 2 guests to stay for $42 at his highly creative retreat. And I guess make pottery and probably
$42.
Recreate. 2 guests each for $42. So I guess $84 a night for a double or 2 singles or something like that.
Dang, that's pretty cheap.
I mean, it's a promotional thing. He's trying to sell houseplant stuff or something like that.
Sweet.
Look at these nice places at his houseplant bedroom. So I don't know. Seth Rogen. Is this guy still funny?
To the potheads, he is. He's an older. I mean, he's getting older like us, so he's an old pothead. He's still funny to me because I was a pothead the same time, about the same age as him, and I'm a big hey, marijuana legal, all that, whatnot. I don't smoke it now. This is CBD. This is Delta 8. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe in a certain genre, he's still funny. I like Seth Rogen. I think he seems like a pretty genuinely nice guy. I could be completely fooled by his characters, though. If not, he's a really good actor that plays the same character all the time. The same character. He seems a lovable guy.
And he seems like he's done some stuff, like he's done some animation stuff. Mama's sleeping. Come here. Where? You come here, or you go. Hold on 1 second. Come here, or you're gonna go back to your room. Mom's sleeping downstairs, and you're not gonna wake her up. She's sleeping. And you're up too early. It is 7:00. What time are you supposed to be getting up? What time are you supposed to wake up?
5:30.
7:30.
4:47.
Do you want to sit here, or do you want to go back to bed for 20 minutes?
Uncle Deacon needs to send her something loud.
No, we don't need anything loud.
Yeah, I didn't know he was gonna put it in here. Maggie's got this little thing, this little sculpture, and it's a sculpture of a goat. It's like a little plastic goat because she's got goats at her farm, my youngest daughter. So she's got this little plastic goat. It's about this tall. It's a little bitty, and you press a button on the bottom, and it goes. Just as loud as you can go.
Do you like goats?
I
You
can't
like
do it. I
goats?
got to talk on the air. I got 5 seconds.
He's got to be on the air. All right. What do you think, Lily? Goats? Do you know what goats sound like?
Uh-huh.
What do goats sound like?
I don't know.
Give me an impression of a goat. Do you want to see what a goat looks like?
Uh-huh.
All right. Here, let's look at a goat. We'll look at a goat together. Oh, isn't that cute, Lily? Look, you know what it would say if you were right there?
Uh-huh.
What would it say? It would say, "Meh." Goats just make horrible noises. Meh. And then they try to eat your shoes.
For real?
Yeah, for real. Goats will eat anything. Tin cans, grass, sticks, rocks. Goats are not very smart. What do you think? Are you impressed by goats?
Yeah, because I would be impressed with the.
Oh, you would be impressed with a goat?
Okay, sorry.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Shoes are dirty.
Shoes are dirty?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Goats would eat dirty shoes. Does that make goats smart or not smart?
Not smart.
Not smart.
When we
Oh,
step
they
on
eat everything.
grounds, it makes the shoes dirty.
Goats are smart.
And then the goats try to eat them.
And then the goats try to eat them. Okay. So I'm gonna send you back to your room for just
And this is the dad part of the show that you get that's honestly one of my favorite parts of the show.
I know. I love it.
When they both come in and interrupt and they sit there for 2 or 3 minutes and they wiggle around and talk and squirm and whatnot. I love it because my youngest daughter is 11 years old and
she
it's
don't do that no
cutest
more
thing in the world, and I love it. And I want you. I'm enjoying watching you be a dad.
Listen, my wife's like, those kids they need to be in bed until 7:30 because otherwise like it's too difficult to manage the morning. And I'm like, I agree with you. And then they get up at 7 and come in here and I'm like, don't tell your mom.
That's what dads do. Don't tell your mom.
Don't
And then
tell
I'm
your
going
mom.
to give you a dad tip, JJ.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a dad tip. They are going to tell their mom. Okay.
Of course they are.
They
They
are.
don't.
It happens.
Yeah, 100%.
When they get older, you can
Yeah.
don't tell your mom, and then it's not going to work. It's not going to happen as much. But yeah, tell mom.
All right.
Mom knows everything.
Let's see. I'm going to talk about some comic book stuff here in a minute, but first, I mean, we're getting way off the rails now. We're not talking goats or World War III anymore. Relax. It's the better part of the show. It's the better part.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
This lady called a pest control guy. Let's see. Or maybe it was a guy. Nick Castro has been in the pest control business for 20 years. He's seen a lot of bizarre things, but recently came across something that just left him like stunned. Okay, pest control. He was called to a house to deal with a woodpecker. Right, woodpecker causing damage to the siding, and that woodpecker packed a little hole. And then you know what it did? The woodpecker was like, "I'm going to take this acorn and put it in the hole, and here's another acorn. I'm going to put it in the hole."
Was it the woodpecker or a squirrel?
It's a woodpecker. A woodpecker.
Really?
Woodpecker was like, poke, 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 ha, 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 acorn in the hole. And this guy was like, oh, man, there's a few acorns in there. I'm going to call this pest control guy. And then they said, oh, you know what? We need to probably we probably have to cut a hole in here because I think there's maybe a foot or two of acorns. You don't want to leave that in there because the pests are going to eat the acorns. You're going to get bugs and all kinds of stuff. So the pest control guy cuts a little hole in the wall, takes that little piece of the wall out to get some of these acorns out. Yeah. And they find out that the acorns go all the way to the attic.
See, I didn't read the article. I thought this was a squirrel cache because I've seen a million of these where squirrels, they'll come across a squirrel's nut cache, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's crazy. It's a woodpecker, man.
It goes all the way up to their roots.
You can almost see Jose's ass crack there in that picture.
Oh, yeah. Hold on just a second. Nick. It's Nick. It's Nick
that's
Castro.
Nick, pull up
Yeah,
your
Nick.
fucking pants, dude.
I can't zip.
At least it's got a belt on. I mean, yeah, I understand about saggy butt syndrome. It happens.
I mean, those are pretty stylish drawers. He's got gray camo. No, you can see his butt crack.
What kind of nuts are those? Or I don't.
Okay. All right. So that's funny. Look at all of these.
Somebody's gonna clip that from the show. Can you zoom in on his nuts? What kind of nuts are those?
Just get in there.
No, seriously. What does it have a zoomed up picture on what type of nuts those are? Like, right, go back up.
They're saying acorns, but those are the weirdest looking acorns to me.
Those are. Yeah, those aren't acorns. They look like peanuts from up here. With the size of them.
Yeah,
it's not a walnut. It doesn't look like a cashew.
This is the kind of breaking investigative journalism that your two dads.
Show me his nuts. You get to zoom in on his nuts there. That's cool, though. I like woodpeckers. We have a lot of woodpeckers around the house. We've got one that in the last year, you could hear him right outside somewhere. He's kind of fucking annoying. But woodpeckers, if you don't know a lot about their skulls, are really interesting. They've got all that extra padding and how their skulls have evolved. It's really cool. I like woodpeckers. It's interesting.
It's just designed
to bash their head up against the tree all the time.
You know what's messed up is that the sides of my house are cement boards. They're not wood. They ain't getting through them. I can't get through them with a drill.
Wow, it sucks.
And I had one time I heard like a woodpecker like pecking on the house, and I was like, oh, that poor woodpecker's gonna probably knock its own head off.
That's funny. All
right. Let's see. Okay. You know what, Deke? I know how much you care about the DC Comics and the DC, expanding universe. Superman, Batman, Justice League, Aquaman, Blue Beetle, and some other stuff. We did not cover this, but last week James Gunn gave us a Kevin Feige style preview of what they're going to do over the next year and 2 years and 5 years. I know that you are. I know that you are aware of the Flash movie that Ezra Miller is working on. But aside from that, I'm not sure that you're tracking too much. So there's some stuff that James Gunn's going to do that's like, oh, that's okay, or that's kind of weird. But we hadn't had a chance to talk about it. One of the movies you'd think they'd be doing like Superman, Batman, that stuff. They're not exactly doing that. It's kind of weird. One of the movies they're going to have out by 2024 is The Authority. They're going to make an Authority movie. Did you ever read the Authority comics?
Oh, I didn't read any DC. None.
Well, this was Image back in the early aughts. This was an Image book. Okay.
No.
Okay, so you're not familiar. Okay. I think that's kind of interesting, kind of a weird move. And then there's this. The director of Logan, James Mangold, has hinted that the new DCEU, universe may have him making a Swamp Thing movie. A Swamp Thing movie. James Mangold, did you like Logan?
I never watched it. I'm so burnt out on comic book movies. I didn't give a shit about the Logan movie. I don't care.
Oh, wow.
I don't even want to watch it now. I mean, I've got a million places I could watch it like as soon as we get off the air. I don't care. I just don't care about it. And did I watch this 1983, 1980 Swamp Thing movie back in the day? Yes, because I was 6 years old. And I did.
Of course.
Will I watch it today? No. I won't waste. I'm sorry.
All right.
This stuff does not. They have complete Marvel, DC, all of them. It was Marvel, Disney, and Marvel. You have ruined superhero movies for not only the people that liked or that did not like superheroes at all, but I grew up with my nose in a comic book reading and
Imagining
drawing,
what it would be like to have a movie.
Yes, because yes. And now I don't even want any more. Even if you were to be like, dude, Cable, Deadpool 3, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm done. They oversaturated the market so much. This is coming from someone that's a comic book lover for 40 years.
Right.
You oversaturated the market so much. I don't want any more. I don't want any more. I don't even care if you've got a really good story. I want something else. We
New.
are starved
Something new.
as for some entertainment that is something other than a superhero or a fantasy world. And this is coming from someone that loves those genres.
Yeah. Hey, I think you're right, to be honest. I think you're right. So Section 31 saying DC is trying to reinvent the magic of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they'll miss the mark.
1,000,000% correct.
That is very likely. That's very likely. Yeah. Because that was lightning in a bottle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was
your brother makes a good point. DC has dumped Henry, but kept Amber and Ezra.
Yeah.
What the crap? Talking about Satanism. Isn't that Ezra Miller like one of the big Satanists out there? Or some
No. He just thinks he's going to marry the spider goddess and cause the apocalypse at the end of the world while he's doing his cult stuff. But listen, he's been he's been keeping his mouth shut about causing the apocalypse. His PR handlers got their muzzle on him, trying to be like
quiet Satanist.
Ezra Miller.
Satanist, what you're saying? Yeah. Shut your mouth. And dance, monkey boy, dance.
I think they're actually like, look, we already spent like $200 million on this Flash movie. It's already done, but you're going around acting like an absolute crazy person, and you're going to cost us a lot of money. So shut up, stay in your box,
sue your ass forever,
or we're going to sue you until and sue you into the hole. You think you're going to marry a Spider Queen now? Wait till you're living in poverty in a hole in the ground. Okay, so Manuel is excited for Quantum Mania.
Yeah. I know what he's going to send if he'll send it on Discord. I saw it last night. Somebody on it was like Stimula. Was it Stimula? I think it was Stimula. One of the old MCO seers. Damn it, I hit the wrong thing. It was one of the old MCO seers that posted this picture. Check Discord. This is for all the MCO seers. Oh, if Manuel's going to post it on Discord. But it was the new picture of MODOK. Have you seen the new picture from the movie of MODOK where he's over on the far left side of the screen?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, my God. Let me see if I can.
I need to see this. You know what I didn't realize? We talked about MODOK like 2 or 3 weeks ago when we talked about the trailer. We watched the trailer or whatever. And I was like, and the MODOK looks pretty cool. I didn't realize that the MODOK. Oh, there's Manny's picture.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Here, I got it. I got it coming up.
All right. So that picture, I was trying to find the one that I.
Here. Let me move this over here so that it'll be wider. There we go. Okay, so there's is this what's going on here? Look at MODOK.
Okay, so
shooting a laser out of his forehead.
Yeah, the damn picture that I can't find that I liked it on Twitter last night had right underneath MODOK over there. It said "Pea Brain." From the video game. It was what he says in the video game from his special one when he fires off that is for folks that don't play Marvel Contest of Champions mobile game. That is a straight up his special one from the video game. Perfect distance back. It's all. I don't know if they've done it on purpose as an homage to the game. I don't know, but that right there is a perfect distance.
It's the right angle and everything. It's the right angle.
Everything that's they had put. It said P brain. He says P brain. You're a P brain miscreant or something underneath it. Whatever he says.
Yeah. He has this. There's a there's probably like a dozen of these little like insults that he throws out during fights and stuff. And anyway, apparently the character MODOK in Quantumania is the Yellow Jacket from the first Ant-Man movie. So he at the end of the first Ant-Man movie, he kind of like the bad guy gets like his arm shrinked up, and then his other arm, and then he gets basically like collapsed. Well, he gets collapsed down into Quantum Zone, and then Kang saves his life and turns him into.
That is who this MODOK from this world is?
Yes.
That's interesting.
I forget his name. Okay. He's a good actor. So that's going to be kind of cool. So Quantumania. I might go watch that. I don't know. Probably not, though. Probably not, because it'll be on Disney in like 3 months. Let's see.
Oh, I can't find this this picture anymore. And I laughed. It was funny. And for all you Marvel Contest of Champions fans out there, another conversation I was talking with Mr. J-Ax on Twitter. He was y'all might know J-Ax. He has the very famous podcast. He predicts these upcoming characters. I think this is completely speculation because I don't know, but I think he doesn't predict them. I think he has something that helps him predict these. I'm going to put predict. This is how he predicts them. That's just me. What I think. That's just my opinion. But he predicts that in June we're supposed to be having Forge, the X-Man Forge, come into the contest, and we were having a conversation that would be the first Native American champion in the contest, and we were trying to think, is there another Native American character? There's not. I've been championing for a Native American character in the Marvel Contest of Champions for several years now. I have a lot of Cherokee in my blood on both sides of my family, and I've just always loved the Native culture. So
why wouldn't they do Warbird? Marvel, why wouldn't they do Warbird?
Thunderbird or Danny Moonstar? I always thought Danny Moonstar would have been she would have been a great one. And with the New Mutants movie that came out, did you ever watch that New Mutants movie? It wasn't bad.
No, really.
Yeah,
it was unfortunately
from the comic books from way back then. The
but it was just positioned economically at the wrong time. It was made just before the Fox merger, and then when Disney acquired the Fox studio and license, they were absolutely going to just cancel all those projects. Everything. But it was already in the can.
Yeah, so, and it wasn't bad. I mean, the dude that plays in
Stranger Things, didn't they go straight to video on demand?
Streaming. Yeah, I watched it streaming somewhere. The dude that plays in Stranger Things played Cannonball, I thought he did a good job. I didn't think it was a bad movie. The dude that played Sunspot did a good job. Played Bobby. How can Forge stand a chance against Spider-Man? Oh, the fact that you believe. Oh, Jeremy, no, we're not going to get into that because that's complete. That's been answered like 9 years ago when we had the same question to the developers. It's a whole little. This is not the same world. They're enhanced by the ISO. That's why the Hulk. That's why Spider-Man can beat the Hulk and all this crap. That's why knock everybody out because we've had the same shit. We're like, Silver Surfer would kill everyone. Dr. Doom should not be beat by Spider-Ham.
I mean, one of the characters is like Hobo Galactus. It's like
so you got to have a reason to have the fighting game.
Yeah, they're all leveled out or whatever.
The ISO does it, and there's a whole big long storyline that goes with that.
I can't believe they didn't do Thunderbird. I mean,
he would just be a strong character. He'd be like Colossus, and he don't even have the steel.
He'd be like Drax.
Yeah, he'd be like Drax, and Drax is kind of boring. Nobody uses Drax.
That's true. But then they do stuff like Squirrel Girl and Tigra. That look
Squirrel awful. Girl and Tigra are really freaking. I mean, they're kind of complicated to fight against.
but they
Tigra
look awful.
I mean, I know you're trying to make a joke, but they're really freaking tough characters.
No, I'm not making a joke. I'm just saying
Oh.
that they look awful. Their design is not good.
Oh, I don't have a problem with their design.
Okay. All right. Well, this is I was not doing a thing. I was just okay.
Why do you hate women?
I want to
Do I
hate
hate
women.
Who's he talking? All right, we don't have another.
This is the Man Things Nexus of Realities on Grand Scale. Yeah. Yeah, no, we're out. I mean, like Netflix is pumping the brakes on password sharing, but maybe they're not. Let's see. Oh, I got one more.
Disney?
I just had to rebuy it.
I'm not. I told Ashley the other day. I told her the other day.
Oh, let's talk about that. I don't know why it didn't get up in the show notes. Guys, Disney is racist as fuck. Disney is running racist propaganda.
It is in the show notes. It's in the very top.
I know. I didn't add it to my. I had 15 stories about balloons.
Oh,
I didn't realize that was gonna wear out so fast. For those of you who hadn't seen it yet, woke Disney sparks outrage with a kids cartoon that claims America was built on slavery.
This cartoon's been on for what people don't understand is this cartoon's been on for a long time. This cartoon's almost 20 years old. Okay,
it's the original, yes, and then this is like a revival of it, right?
Yeah. I think, I guess.
Yeah, apparently this episode came out like last summer, and the only reason I heard about it is because Deacon posted this tweet, and then the tweet had this little video clip, and for 2.5 minutes, if you watch this, you will be submitted to
indoctrination,
anti-white racist propaganda,
indoctrination, racist bullshit. It's completely racist.
Yeah, it's 100. I mean, it's like it's crazy, and we all know that Disney has a not so secret gay agenda, but apparently they also. I'm looking for the tweet that popularized this clip. Can't find it. It's not in this story. That basically these 4 or 5 girls or whatever go on to a scree about how the whole country's built on slavery and nobody ever did anything and it was only slaves. And then somebody posted this on Twitter, and then in real life, people were like, this is racist and terrible. And then a bunch of dum-dums came out and were like, where's the lie? Where's the lie? The whole thing, it doesn't matter that some of it's true, some of it's not true. It's the framing and it's the positioning. And in some cases, it's not true. There was one guy saying...
in some cases, it's not true.
There was one guy that was like, everybody in the United States is built on the agrarian fueled industrial 18th century, agrarian fueled. The South was poor as fuck in the mid 1800s. You think the slavery economy was good? It was not good. I looked it up. The slavery, in that era, the Southern economy was outperformed by the Northern economy in production of food, goods, materials, textiles, everything by 17-1. By 17-1, the North outperformed the forced labor South. It was not an agrarian fueled super economy.
We can argue these things and I don't want to get down to semantics because you're exactly right, but we could do that forever. I wanted to point out the shit about this cartoon. Look at the picture, look at their faces. Look at these faces that our children are supposed to be watching, and our children are always learning. Aren't your girls always learning everything? Oh my gosh. It is imperative that every single action you do right now is almost perfect because your girls are watching and soaking up everything that y'all do right now. Once they get to a certain point, they've already soaked up is a lot, 70-80% of what they're going to get. So right now it's imperative. And watching a cartoon that's got a bunch of people talking like this all the time,
activists
It don't matter if my shit's rhyming or not. And got some cool, cute music behind it because I can put my sing-songy voice in an inflection too. And that's exactly, look at her. Look at the face right there. Look at every one
Look
of
right
the
here.
faces. Every one of them.
I'm
A little
angry.
white, ginger-haired white girl back there.
Yeah, you got
Still has
angry
not
black girl, angry black girl,
and
angry black
she's
kid.
holding a the white girl's holding a
I'm
fucking
sorry.
sign that says still has not atoned for. What did this particular little fucking white girl do that was so
even
racist that her herself needs to atone for?
look at, she even has crazy eyes. I don't know if you can see it, but I mean, they all have. Anyway,
This
this
makes
is,
me
my kids are
so
not watching
mad.
this.
I think
Yeah,
this
so
is
you
what it's designed to do. I think it's designed to piss
Right.
off both sides to the point. This is a shit stirrer, is all this is. And it's all it's doing is stirring shit. We've got people in our comments over here saying the same thing. This clip made me want to punch a wall. You know? It's the same.
Wondershausen. What's a Wondershausen? Wonderschosen? I don't know what they're saying. Kids on the street. Kids on the street. Kids on the beat. Beat kids. Beat kids. Okay. Yeah. So Disney hates you.
What
So
website were we looking at, that one where somebody said that's not a biased site? I don't want to have to explain our shit every single day. I know we get a lot of new viewers in here and stuff, but I don't want to explain our stuff every day.
I mean, I try
Sometimes
to
we
grab
do
stuff
that.
from lots of different
point
places.
out the fact that they are biased sites. We might not have actually done that today, but me and JJ have
No.
made a point to put out.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the Proud Family was made 15 years ago, it was a sweet,
hold on.
cute little TV show about a black family. You know,
Yeah.
I ain't got a problem
Honestly,
with that.
I never heard of it before. You know, I've seen it on the Disney Plus like title cards or whatever. I honestly just thought it was like Proud Family, but louder and prouder. And I thought, is this like gay stuff? I'm not even gonna watch it because like I don't want my kids to see gay stuff. I don't really know what it's about.
I thought the same thing. When I saw it, the Proud Family, it's either one of two things in my mind. They're either, the first thing, it's a gay family with a gay couple and a family, or it's a
Right.
black family. And either one of those things does not appeal to my cracker ass. All right. It just don't. I don't have,
Well,
I am a straight white male, and that does not have any, I'm not saying anything negative. I'm pointing out that a TV show about a gay couple or a TV show about a black family or a gay family is not marketed towards straight white men.
right.
So
Okay.
I had no clue about this TV show until shit was brought up to me.
I really
know?
don't watch cartoons much at all.
I do,
So
though.
right.
I'm a voice guy. I love that
Oh
shit.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I watch cartoons and I listen to actors' voices and I listen to how they do inflections and I watch the cartoons. Some of the cartoons are funny cartoons now. You know, the jokes and stuff. That's my business though. So I do pay attention to some of these cartoons and stuff. The stuff that they tell our kids, it's not the same shit.
Yeah, I mean, this looks pretty blatantly like propaganda just from the title card, and then you see this, and you're like, oh, I was right. I was right not to watch this with my kids.
If you watch the thing, I don't want to show it. I don't want to show a bit of it. But if you watch,
we would
get
claimed. We would get claimed against.
Know exactly. It doesn't take 10 seconds in before anyone with a brain is like, oh, whoa, this has definitely got an agenda.
Yeah. You should definitely go watch it. All of you should go watch it. You should all go watch it, and then you should just support them and be like, "You're right. You're right. What? How much of my money would you like in reparation?"
Actually, you should take the clip. You should upload it onto our channel, and then you should go watch the clip on our channel.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And then
as soon as
YouTube strikes my channel again, and I'm out for 2 weeks, you have to come over to rumble.com. We can't do the show if I don't have a channel, Deacon.
I don't like YouTube.
Well, that's why you should always subscribe at rumble.com/JJW, where you can follow, get the app. You can get notifications as soon as we go live. It's so fun. It's 7:30. We're done. We did our job.
No, did we? All right.
Not very well. I'm gonna give us a I don't know, C+, B-, B-, I think.
No.
We've done way worse shows than
No,
this.
we got a D.
A B?
D.
D. You're still thinking about Nick Castro and them nuts.
I've got to go. I'm trying to